Joining us now tonight with more, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer, a CIA-trained intel operative and senior fellow at the London Center for Policy Research.
Hello,
great to see you, Colonel. So, indeed, they appear to believe it's ISIS. Everyone talking about it tonight believes that this is ISIS, and this is not the first we've seen from ISIS. Forget in the past couple of months, but in the past couple of days, they seem to be on a rampage of sorts. Your thoughts?
Oh, they're trying to get in everything they can before the 5th of July, the end of the Ramadan. And let me be clear on this, Megan, you're completely correct. I think all the profiles so far looks a lot like the Belgium attack. And more importantly, as stipulated, the only other group doing the attacks really does not do suicide bombings. This was an economic target. This is much like the bombing of the Russian flight coming out of the Gaza. Megan, what they're trying to do is ruin the economy of these countries. So ISIS knows exactly how to do it. This is going to be a huge blow to the economy, and frankly, that's why you saw the attack done. And now we're running the tape of it. So this is going to have the maximum effect of terrorizing those who would travel to that region.
Do you think? I mean, of course, there's no way of knowing, but do you think, in watching this tonight, that this attack went off as planned? That this was the plan to blow up portions of the airport, or to actually get on board an aircraft and detonate some of these vests?
I don't think they were trying to get to the aircraft. Much like our country, you have huge numbers of people in queues and non-secure areas, like we saw in Belgium. I think they were trying to do for two things here. I think this is symbolic by the fact that the Israelis and Turkish just yesterday signed a sort of a peace accord. I think, I'm not saying they just cobbled this together. This was in the works for weeks. This was probably rehearsed at least twice, probably 4 or 5 separate recons. This was well thought. But I think they were trying to get further in, and also one of the things they may have tried to do by the fact they were armed, and they may have wanted to corral people, they may have been trying to actually capture hostages of some sort. So I think they were going to actually extend the scope of the attack. Let's remember, Megan, ISIS is learning as they do. As they go forward and do these attacks, they learn how to essentially make it even better, one up. And I think that's what they were going for here.
We saw with Al-Qaeda, they wanted the big attack. You know, they wanted the 9/11 type style attack, and for lack of a better term, they wouldn't settle for anything less than this theatrical, you know, powerful, awful, you know, effect. ISIS seems content with maybe not as big, but psychologically very damaging attack.
They are much more devoted to actually doing global terror. I mean, this is global terror. This is truly global terror. The caliphate has grown. Now we see it metastasizing all over. It's in Libya, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, here, and I would argue it's here in the United States. Everything I've been told by my sensitive sources, they're building the infrastructure here. It's just a matter of time before we see concerted attacks. So we have not done well, Megan, to understand their strategy. We're using tactics against a strategy. It's not going to work. As a matter of fact, I think Sun Tzu once said, tactics without strategy is the noise before the fall. So we've got to figure out the fact here is that, no, they're not Al-Qaeda. They're not going to go for the catastrophic attack yet. They may still go for something with chemical or nuclear. That may well be in the cards. But for now, they're trying to maximize their attack against economic targets and create the havoc you've seen now. And frankly, as you see the alert in New York City, I think New York City is being very wise and taking precautions to look at how they may go after their infrastructure.
On high alert tonight, and travel shut down to Istanbul from America as well. Great to see you tonight, Colonel. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.